Okay, just want to clarify some of this, which some people were confused about in class with these first couple problems. Okay, all we're trying to do here is correlate, okay, these questions with this picture. And okay, you don't need to worry about how I generated that picture. That's forthcoming. We'll show you how you can graph that. Okay, all we're saying to you is, okay, there's a correlation. Remember, we said before, okay, if we had the graph of the function, okay, and the intercepts of the function, the x-intercept of the functions, were the answers to the question, when is that expression equal to 0? So if this were the expression, when is that equal to 0, all I have to do is look at the picture, and I say, oh, it's equal to 0 at -1, okay, at 0, and at 1. This, I marked wrong, that's at -1, right? Okay, so we've established that correlation, okay? So we're kicking that up a notch now. We're asking you this question, okay? If, okay, if the picture, when it hits the axes, okay, is the answer to the question, when is the equation equal to 0, then this question is, when is the expression less than 0? The correlation is, when is it below the axis? When is the graph of this function, okay, again, it is a function, but we've not defined that, but we can certainly just refer to that as y for now. So when is that graph below the axis, okay? And this question is asking, well, when is that graph above the axis, okay? Because if it's less than, it's below the axis. If it's greater than, it's above the axis, okay? Now, in actuality, it's probably easier for us to answer this question first, okay? When is it above the axis? Well, here is the graph. Here's the only portion of it that's above the axis. Where is that portion? Well, it begins here at -1, and it's all the x values on out from there, okay? Now, the question did not ask when it's equal to 0, it's asking when is it greater than 0. So basically, it's this portion of the x-axis which is satisfied, which is what? All the x's greater than 1, okay? Which as an interval is represented as 1 to infinity. Yes? Okay? So that's the answer to this question, is from 1 to infinity. Okay? Now, let's come back and let's answer this question now. Okay? This question is asking under the axes. This question is asking, okay, above the axes. All right? Under the axis, below the axis, it's this, but it kind of has interruptions because at these specific spots, it's on the axis. So it's under the axis right here, and that interval is what? Okay, from -infinity to -1, not inclusive. It's under the axis here, which is what? From -1 to 0, not inclusive. Okay? And it's under the axis here, which is from 0 to 1. And they're all connected with the word union, or with the symbol of union. Okay? So this is saying we don't include, okay, -1. We don't include 0, and we don't include 1. All right? Now, one slight alteration would give us an entire different answer. Okay? If what I had was the expression here, repeated, x squared, x minus 1 cubed, and x, let's just say if this expression was asked to say, when is that under or on the axis? Under or on the axis? If that was the question, then we'd say, hey, it's everything that I'm tracing out here. Everything. Because this is asking when is it under or on the axis, and that's everything that is, okay, from negative infinity up to 1 and inclusive of 1. So that's the answer to this question. I hope that clarifies things for you. Okay?